Good morning. My name is Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. This video is done particularly to reach the desk or the office of the President of Nicaragua, DanielOrtega. And this video represents a warning to Prime Minister DanielOrtega. We all are aware that the ninth summit of the Americas took place between July 14th to the 17th, 2022, and it took place in Los Angeles, California. Many governments in the region decided that they are not attending this conference because in the manner in which the United States government treated Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua, failing to give them an invite to this essential conference, seeing that these three countries make up an integral part of the Americas. RalphGonsalves went on radio, television, he even made an appearance on Al Jazeera, and he claimed that he and his country have boycotted the conference or the summit of the Americas because of the manner in which the United States government treated Venezuela, Cuba, and Nicaragua. But did RalphGonsalves and St. Vincent and the Grenadines really boycott the summit of the America? No. Although St. Vincent and the Grenadines did not have a citizen, a Vincentian attending that conference as a delegate of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was present at that conference because Prime Minister RalphGonsalves called and gave the Prime Minister of Barbados, Maya Motley, the authority to oversee St. Vincent's interests at that conference. So although St. Vincent and the Grenadines did not have a representative, a Vincentian, a member of a St. Vincent delegate, St. Vincent was represented by Mayor Motley, and she looked out for St. Vincent's interests at the summit, at the 9th summit of the Americas. Mr. Ortega, of all the people who stood by your side and boycott the Summit of the Americas 2022, who stood by Venezuela and Cuba side and boycott the Summit of the America 2022, there was only one head of state that has pushed forward an initiative to meet with you. That is the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, RalphGonsalves. And if my information is right, at present, while this video is being sent out live on Facebook and will be posted on YouTube, at this very moment, RalphGonsalves is in your country and he is preparing to meet with you. I have a very stern warning for you. I know that RalphGonsalves meeting with you is not a meeting of government's head, but he have informed you that he has some very important intelligence he must bring to your attention. Mr. Ortega, you have to be very careful. The intelligence that RalphGonsalves will bring to your attention is very vital and credible intelligence. They are intelligence that could benefit you when you learn of them. It will give you an idea of the America's plans, of the United States plans, and what they are saying about you in their conferences. But you have to ask yourself, where did RalphGonsalves obtain such pertinent intelligence? Remember, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a very small country. We do not have an intelligence agency such as the Central Intelligence Agency, Scotland Yard, or any such quality intelligence agency gathering. So the question you must ask yourself, where did Ralph Gonsalves get this information that he have now flown to your country to deliver to you? Pertinent intelligence, true intelligence. You may not know, as most leaders in the Americas are unaware of. Ralph Gonsalves had been an agent working with the Central Intelligence Agency for many decades. Let me take you back to 1977, the Grenada Revolution, a bloodless coup. One of the men who went into Maurice Bishop, the leader of the revolution and the Prime Minister of Grenada after the bloodless coup, was Ralph Gonsalves. Ralph Gonsalves was instrumental in bringing down the Grenada Revolution and ensuring and securing on behalf of the CIA Maurice Bishop's death. Ralph Gonsalves was an agent of the CIA. This is what happened. The CIA was unable to infiltrate the Maurice Bishop government because all of Grenada were on board with the Maurice Bishop revolution. It was their revolution. Ralph Gonsalves went to Grenada and offered his service to Maurice Bishop as a speechwriter. This was the only inroad the CIA had. Ralph Gonsalves provided Maurice Bishop with highly important intelligence which was fed to him by the CIA to give to Maurice Bishop. Maurice Bishop, because he didn't question where Ralph Gonsalves got his intel, all he concerned about that these were important information that his government needed and it would help his government in its negotiating with the American government. My people, while Ralph Gonsalves owned the trust and the confidence of Maurice Bishop and the other members around him, he was instrumental in sowing seeds of discord among the revolution. It was Ralph Gonsalves who told Bernard Code that the American will not work with Maurice, but they are willing to work with him. But in order for the American to work with him, he must get Maurice Bishop out of the way. Mr. Ortega, this intelligence, the trust that Maurice Bishop put in Ralph Gonsalves was instrumental in the sowing of seed of discord among his cabinet and resulted in Maurice Bishop's death. Fidel Castro was a man with whom the CIA was trying to get rid of for quite a while. It is not until Ralph Gonsalves became friends with Fidel Castro that Fidel Castro came down with an unknown illness. Ralph Gonsalves was responsible for feeding Fidel Castro CIA intel. Fidel did not care to try to find out where Ralph Gonsalves was getting his intelligence from. Fidel Castro went into a prolonged illness. And illness was unknown, and we know that in the region, the Cuban government has the best medical facility within the Americas. But yet, all of their resources, all of their medical resources, they were unable to determine Fidel Castro's illness. Mr. Ortega, Hugo Chavez of Venezuela, a young, healthy revolutionist, one who the American government had been trying for years to get rid of, one who had the resources of oil. And not only did he have the resources of oil, he had the market which he was able to sell his oil. Even the Americans were willing to purchase oil from him. But although they were doing business with Hugo Chavez, they wanted to get rid of him. It is not until Ralph Gonsalves fostered a relationship with Hugo Chavez and used the same CIA forward intelligence about Hugo Chavez and Venezuela that Hugo Chavez, like Maurice Bishop before him, like Fidel Castro before him, befriended Ralph Gonsalves and took Ralph Gonsalves into his confidence. And like Fidel Castro in Cuba, the strong, healthy, young leader of Venezuela became sick suddenly. A disease that they could not have cured. Listen to what happened. In Grenada, the American government invaded Grenada and put to rest the revolution in Grenada. When Fidel Castro died, the Cuban people rise up and start protesting. There were ongoing protests in Cuba for quite a while. It was the Americans' intent to throw the Cuban into civil unrest. When Hugo Chavez died, Venezuela went into civil unrest, much like what happened in Libya. They had a scarcity of food and people were fleeing their homeland because of what Ralph Gonsalves did, being the agent of the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA. He has caused the people of Grenada much suffering. He's caused the Cuban people much suffering. He's caused the Venezuelan much suffering. Mr. Ortega, Ralph Gonsalves' visit to your country, he is not on a diplomatic visit. He's not there to represent St. Vincent, but he's there to give you needed intelligence. Intelligence that was fed to him by the Central Intelligence Agencies of the United States. It is their intent to get rid of you. The only reason why you are not invited to the 9th Summit of the Americas was because they were laying the groundwork for Ralph Gonsalves to make a public appearance in your favor and to befriend you. Now you feel like you have a kindred spirit, one who is looking out for your interests, one who is willing to go against the almighty, powerful America to bat on behalf of Nicaragua, one who is now in your country to give you needed information. But his only purpose there is to cause your death, your demise, and plunge your country into civil unrest. You don't know me. You have no reason to take my words. But you can go to Russia and discuss what I'm telling you with Putin. And Putin is going to qualify everything that I says. Do you notice? Ralph considered himself to be a socialist leader. Do you notice that Ralph is associated with every socialist country of the world except Russia? Why? Because Putin knows who he is. Putin feeds him with a long stick. No personal meetings. No personal greetings, because Putin is aware that Ralph Gonsalves is an agent of the CIA. Putin is aware that it is Ralph Gonsalves who destroyed the Grenada Revolution. He is aware it is Ralph Gonsalves who destroyed Fidel Castro, and he is aware it is Ralph Gonsalves who got Hugo Chavez ill and caused the unrest that is currently sweeping Venezuela. Trust Ralph Gonsalves at your peril and at the demise of your government and at the demise of your people. My name is Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo. I'm out.